Most people believe approval seeking is a personality problem. They think it means they are insecure. But what if approval seeking is not a personality trait at all? What if it is a nervous system strategy your body learned long ago to stay safe? Because the truth is, most people are not trying to impress others. They are trying to avoid emotional danger. And once you understand this pattern, something important changes. You stop blaming yourself and you start reclaiming your authority. This is where mirror psychology begins. Let's start with a question. Why do people explain themselves too much? Why do they apologize even when they did nothing wrong? Why do they constantly check if others are upset with them? At the surface level, it looks like insecurity. But beneath the surface, something deeper is happening. Your nervous system is constantly scanning the environment for signs of safety or threat. If earlier in life approval was connected to safety, your body learned a simple rule. If people approve of me, I'm safe. So your nervous system begins to monitor reactions, tone of voice, facial expressions, silence. And if something feels uncertain, your body tries to repair the situation quickly. You might explain yourself, soften your opinion, apologize, change your behavior, not because you are weak, but because your nervous system is trying to reduce potential rejection. This is where many people lose respect in conversations without understanding why. When your nervous system is anxious about approval, it pushes you to add more words. You explain your intentions. You justify your decisions. You try to remove any possible misunderstanding. But something strange happens. The more you explain yourself, the more uncertain you appear. Not because your explanation is wrong, but because calm authority rarely needs justification. People subconsciously read emotional signal. And when your nervous system is in a defensive state, your communication carries that tension. Mirror psychology teaches something important here. What people respond to most is not your words, it is the state of your nervous system behind the words. For many people, authority presence feels uncomfortable. Speaking clearly, setting boundaries, holding silence, these things sound simple. But our nervous system that learn to survive through approval, they can feel risky because authority can trigger an old fear. What if they don't like me? So people soften themselves. They dilute their opinions. They try to be endlessly agreeable. But here is the deeper truth. Respect is not created by agreement. Respect is created by emotional stability. When your nervous system is calm, people feel it. And calmness communicates something powerful. I do not need to fight for approval. Here is the shift that changes everything. Instead of judging your behavior, start observing it. When you feel the urge to explain, justify, apologize, prove yourself, pause and ask yourself one question. What is my nervous system protecting right now? This question creates awareness. You begin to see that your reactions are protective patterns, not personal flaws. And once you see the pattern clearly, something changes. You gain space between the trigger and your response. That space is where authority begins. Here is a simple exercise you can try. It takes less than 1 minute. Stand in front of a mirror, look at your reflection, and say one sentence slowly. I don't need approval to exist. Notice what happens in your body. Some people feel calm. Some people feel discomfort. Both reactions are useful information because the mirror reflects more than your face. It reflects the relationship you have with yourself. This is the foundation of mirror psychology, learning to observe your reaction without immediately trying to change them. Approval seeking is not proof that you lack confidence. It is evidence that your nervous system learned a strategy to stay safe, and strategies can evolve. Authority presence is not about dominating others. It is about becoming stable enough inside yourself that approval is no longer the center of your decisions. When that shift happens, something quiet but powerful appears. Self-trust. And self-trust changes how the world responds to you. Because people do not just listen to your words, they feel the state behind them. And that is the mirror.